Hello, dear friends. Just want to talk for a few minutes about something that the Lord's been showing me more about, in hopes that it could help anybody today. It has to do with guilt. Um, the Lord has shown me to come to Him anytime I feel guilty and talk with Him about it. There's been times where I've said, Lord, I don't know in which way I messed up here, but I feel guilty about how I handled the situation or something I had done. And the Lord will remove the guilt that's in my mind and in yours. That's that's only something He can do. If we mess up or do something wrong, we might go try to do many deeds to make that right, you know? But only the Lord can remove the guilt. Only the Lord can remove the guilt from your mind. And if we're walking around with guilt and shame, whether it be something we did a long time ago or something we did or said or thought yesterday, it becomes a barrier between us and the Lord. It harms our confidence to go before the Lord unashamed. You know, um, if we try to hide guilt and shame, He is the one that we are to be confessing that to. There may not be another person in the world that you feel like that you can confess to something that's going on, but you can definitely go to the Lord and talk with Him all about it. We're much more humbled when we're in that way, aren't we? We won't go about with our head held so high because we realize the error of our ways. And we depend on the Lord to remove the guilt so that we might approach Him in confidence, in boldness, and trust, because that's where we go to receive help in our times of need, to receive mercy. So we don't want to run away from Him or sin like Adam by hiding the guilt in his heart. I'll list, if I reference any scriptures, I'll list them below. You know, we don't want to hide the guilt. It will weigh us down little by little, keep us from going to the Lord. And in the same respect, we sure do not want to be people who condemns and shames and humiliates other people. I've had to learn a lot about that the hard way. And I wouldn't want anybody to repeat my errors. I understand a little bit more about when Paul said he went about persecuting the church of God. He said he did it in ignorance. And I did too, because I did not understand the way of the Lord in dealing with people. I was very immature in loving others. The Lord let me know that. So, as it pertains to loving others, the Bible says, love each other deeply, for love covers a multitude of sin. Used to, if I saw somebody do something wrong, I would go and repeat that matter to others. Get on the phone with a friend. Did you know? Did you hear? Can you believe what such and such did? The Bible speaks about that. That's repeating a matter. We don't want to do that. If we repeat the matter, repeat it to the Lord and plead for that person, that they might see the error of their ways, that they might receive grace and mercy, a covering of their shame and guilt. Because we have been, in a way, full of shame and guilt, and the Lord covered our transgression. You know, that's His example to us. Go and do that for other people. Don't humiliate people, recalling their sin and their wrong. Show mercy and grace to them. That's giving clothes to the naked. Giving mercy and compassion to those who have messed up or done wrong and they're feeling guilt and shame. That's something anybody can think about. If we find that we have, if any guilt comes, that maybe you have done these kind of things just like I have, we only go to the Lord and ask for forgiveness. Ask that He change this about us, teach us what it means to truly love others, doing them no wrong. And the Lord will forgive. And He will teach us how to go about in this world serving others, loving them, being the light of Christ, being an example by our kindness and compassion, mercy, slow to anger, great in understanding. Because that's what people need, and that's what people need, and that will draw them. People were drawn to the Lord by His kindness. He was so kind. So that's just some little bit about guilt, about confessing in any way you feel guilty to the Lord, so that He may remove that reproach, that stain of guilt that you have, removing those filthy garments, clothing you with innocence, righteousness before Him. Because He knows our heart. He knows the intentions of our heart better than we do. So I love y'all. I hope y'all are doing good amidst all of these things that are going on, not just around us in whatever state or place we may be, but all throughout the world. It's an opportunity for our faith to grow. A losing of a job, fear that a loved one you have may become sick and give over to death through this or something. In whatever ways you're fearing today, please go to the Lord as many times as a day as you have to. That's what I have to do. And He will help us and He'll keep us, keeping our eyes on Him, So I love y'all. Praying for you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.